It's PartyKing Keyz here. This episode is sponsored by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. It's free. They have creation tools that will allow you to record, edit your podcast right from your phone or a computer. Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so you can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. You can make money from your podcast with no minimal leadership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. Download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm.com. Enjoy this episode.
This is a PartyKing Keyz exclusive.
So in the first episode, we are introduced into the new Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We're introduced to Will Smith, him and his son Trey, and his beautiful mom. And you get to see the same real feeling, and that he is this big superstar. He is playing in the championship game, where his coach is the one and only Freeway from the Rockefeller Estate Property label. Philadelphia native and legend as well. As the day progresses, young Will Smith hangs out with Trey. They're celebrating. He bumped into a friend of theirs, an associate. He challenged him because he took a different path. He took the streets. And their way is b-ball. Now, he calls him out. And as a young man, your ego, your word, your pride is all that you have. So he shows up to the challenge. In the midst of that, Trey shows him that he is packing, that he has a weapon to defend himself. They take on the challenge and challenge the young man. And his big homie put up a little wager. A nice amount. Will and Trey beat the boys bad. The loser associate of those tosses a ball which hits the big homie. The ball hits his big homie, and the young man gets about the parkway. The young Will Smith and Trey is celebrating. The big homie turns around in anger and asks who tossed the ball. He turns to them, and they are blind to what happened because they was in their mode of celebrating. They have words. Will talk to the big homie with his chest poked out, telling him, run his money and all this good stuff. And disrespect amongst young males, their pride and their ego gets in the way. It causes their judgment. And so it became into a tennis contest. Young Will Smith strikes the big homie, and the D-boy squad jumps Trey and him. Will get some good hits in and knock the guy out. In the midst of all of that, Trey is getting stumped out by the D-boy's crew, and he's screaming for Will. Will could have broke away and left. So the first thing he did was remember that he had a weapon and ready to tilt the back of Trey and let off some fire shots. As a conclusion, the crowd scatters. He aims at the big homie and he tells young Will Smith, "You better take it because he just signed his death certificate." In that same breath, the police arrive. The two are took the booking until the holding cell until the next morning. Next morning, before the buses even come to ship them out to county, Will Smith is bonded out. His mother takes him away, takes him for a nice drive. And in the midst, he is taken on a flight to Bel-Air. In episode 2, Will gets to meet his family. No, same episode, I'm sorry. He gets to meet his family, and it's going so-so. He's getting embraced. He meets Jazz. Jazz picks him up in a low and takes him out to the hills of Bel-Air. As they arrive to the Bel-Air mansion, he's greeted by Anvib and Jeffrey. He tips Jazz $100, and he enters the party. Viv shows him around, talk a little bit. spray some love. He's introduced to Hillary. Introduced to Ashley. As he chills with Hillary, he needs some clothes for the event. He goes get flying cartons, closet, and then he arrives at the party. He chops it up. He's a little out of place. You see Uncle Phil. Uncle Phil, he did know that was running for office and was standing with some high-ranking people. And he tried to show some gratitude and get pushed to the side. As the two push to the side, Phil moves along and he sees Ashley. They speak, talk, catch up, and he's greeted by their chef. And he puts the chef to the test because the menu of food he didn't have a taste for. And the chef delivers A1 quality, reserved for a Philly cheesesteak. And he got exactly a Philly cheesesteak. What's Philly style? Then we're introduced to the character of Carton.
As the show stated, this isn't your father's Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. We introduce Carter. Carter comes off as a little arrogant, stuck up, a little cocky, little, you know. And he says some smart remarks, and then he questions Will.
To find out the real reason that he's out here, it came off really cocky and arrogant, and he, well, oh, really? See why you really came out here? Oh, smirkish and snobbish, and you know, it rubbed Will the wrong way. But his energy comes off a little. Then Hillary and her mom has a little fussing with bad energy. The boy starts off still a little rocky, trying to work the way around. Will eventually finds out that Carton is a little snippy man. He's a little coke boy, well, Molly man. And eventually they have a few words and they butt a few heads, and eventually they get led to go to a party. They gotta work things out and get shown around. But in the midst of that, he meets Elisa, who used to be Carton's old boo, and they have a little chemistry there. And at the party, you know, Will is vibing. He's there. She's feeling his vibe, and Carton is doing his thing with his crew, and they focus on that. Now, you know, they focus on crew and all that good stuff because we had a little rough start early that day, and my gosh, little Carton peeps the energy, peeps the vibe. He goes over there, he pushes Will into the pool. Now, my man Will got the fresh J's on. Oh man, got the twos. I'm talking about fresh. Pushed him in the pool, and he was sinking, man. And Princess Lisa jumped in, saved the prince, and you know, he was steaming, and he was gonna unleash, and he unleashed him. His ass gave him a couple pat. Yeah, but you didn't get to see that on camera. And two, they follow up. They have some words. They get grounded, you know, get told that you gotta get the energy right. And Carter's still feeling some type of way because he's threatened now. Because he was the Prince of Bel-Air. And the Will is creeping in there. He's creeping in there. And I'll tell you why he's creeping in there. What he's creeping in to. And later on, while things are getting and growing, the next thing we know, that's it. They're at school. Now, Carter pulls out some paper. And right before that, they go, and this young fellow pulls out some papers. Yeah, that's who got knocked out first, I'm sorry. And Carter and all that good stuff. So they have some words at the party. And Carter gets knocked out, so he's pulling out papers telling him to keep his distance and all that good stuff. Stay away from me. 15 feet pressure. And all this blase. And it was like, what? But yeah, let's not speak on that just yet. So the boys return back to school, and you know what I'm saying, this is like his first day, but Carter feels some type of way because Will took his girl, and now he's like, and they had a falling out, and everybody's talking about it. he confronts Will, and they goes to blows. And Will's just trying to fit in. He's talking with Lisa, and Cardin's really getting jealous, and so now rumors are spreading. And Cardin's he come visit them in the locker room while Cardin's at the lacrosse, and they're saying some vulgar, disrespectful, racist words, even though it is spoken by a rapper, a black person, but still, that race, you shouldn't be using that N-word. I don't care who says it's cool, it's really not cool. For any of us races, nobody should be racist or prejudiced. And it's just my stance. And they have some beef, and that's how they end up at the party later on, trying to squash everything. Now, on that first day, Will's there, he tries out for the team, and his mojo's kind of gone, so eventually he's hollered at Jazz, and Jazz gets back into him. And when he goes in, he meets, in the original series, it's Cornfoot, and they end up chopping it up. I can't really think of the character, but, he hollers at him, crack a few jokes, and he bonds with him. It's on a bro ship, and they lock in. You know what? They become some great friends. And they also become teammates later on in the series. And he earns his spot on the team. He lets him know, yeah, bro, you gotta earn your spot. Just can't give it, even if you was D1 in ranking. And while all that's going on, the kid, trying to take him out his glove. And Hillary still, she gets us up with the dinner and cooking, and she gets an interview. Her mom sets up, but they say some things that was kind of racist and harsh, and so that makes her call them out on her social media because she's a social influencer. And it's a lot of things going on. Philip is running for office, and that good stuff. And 3, they keeps everything, keep going, and they have a dinner, and some Vivian's sorority sister comes, and try to confront her and Hillary, and Hillary says her stance, and they side with her. Will and Carton attends Uncle Phil Black Fraternity event. He's an alpha, and that is one of the first black fraternities in. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. was part of it. And they went there, and, he was trying to get back, try to get his votes in, and a couple people called him out. A certain person that he needed political gain, political backing, called him out. It's like, man, you haven't been here. I know you was doing your thing and running and putting in your work and growing and advancing up the success ladder and the life ladder, but he wasn't here. He wasn't there to support and help your people, and why should we do that? So, it was kind of a weird and out of place moment, but then, Will stepped up. He was out of line because when you come to the fraternities, man, that's like, bro, you start doing some other stuff. Some step and say they sins, and they're like, whoa, they found it disrespectful. So they would want to put hands on him. But it was part of his plan stage, Uncle Phil came and he's calling about his line names. Come on, young man. Come on. That's what made his bros like, yeah, show him how it's done then. And it was part of Will's plan. He comes and he breaks it down like a brother should. And that's what regains his brother's love and trust and brings him back into the nest, into the fold. Number 4, and get back into him. Oh yeah, he's talking to Trey, and Trey got shot, and now it's like, what? It's crazy. There's a lot of stuff going on. They have an event at the bowling alley at 4, and they doing their thing, they catching up. Will's still vibing with Lisa, and Hillary's doing her thing with Jazz, and she gets him signed up on Instagram, and a few people stop by, celebrities, and Vivian friends inspire her to do the more painting. And all the way up on the backtrack, Will tried to escape, but But they called him because they have 1,000 cameras. And yeah, so Lil Ashley dipped off of her friends, her gamer friends, to chill. And they end up getting invited by the one and only Jeffrey. And Will, informs them that, that they're looking for him. They are looking for him. But, hold on just right there. Let's shoot back to 3. And so, after that black fraternity dinner, the guys had a game. They both had games, so the family was going to come out. This was Will's first game. And Carter has his normal lacrosse game, so he's sucking it. He's having words. He's not seeing none of his support system, so he starts losing it, and he freaks out, man. He goes off on the ref and on the captain, and he goes into the locker room. He does a little powder and all that good stuff. And on the opposite side of the field, Will's going crazy. Will's dominating. Will's taking off. He's great sportsmanship. He took a couple hits. He didn't freak out. He didn't blow off. He did exactly what he's supposed to do. He rose above all the issues, everything that was thrown to him. He rose above and had a great night. And also not just a single player, but also a great team player. He worked out he also worked out and assisted other players on the team. That's what made it even more dope. And Carton comes in and he's bumfull because he was seeing them practicing earlier. Uncle Phil had some words with him. And so Carton starts to really get shook because, ask me why. Come on, ask me why. What? Because, like I told you before, Carton is the Prince of Bel-Air. But Will Smith is becoming the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Means the newer version Prince. He's the better version Prince. He's the, fresher and fresh. And so, at that bank, let's shoot back to 4. At the Banks event at the bowling alley, Ashley friends get invited. She's checking on some of them out. They're doing their thing. And you know what happens? Okay, this is what happens. The whole squad doing their thing, skating, and Will goes to the bathroom and sees that Lisa's dad is a cop. And he started having flashbacks about him getting arrested and the things that he said in the first episode, and the way he was looking at him, like the energy, and he was just like, that threw him off because he didn't know and nobody notified him. Because usually where he's from and maybe the circle that he's around, people, speak on those type of things. And he didn't even know he was the captain of LAPD. So that even was like, what? So he charged at least, and he's just like, man, I gotta keep my space because, he has a little insight about city cops and where he's from and the things that some bad cops have done because they're good and that's bad. It's good people and it's bad people. And sometimes good people have bad days. Sometimes, bad cops do bad things. So, even though this is the show, they're relating to everyday issues of a young person as a black male, as a young black man. And so we shoot to episode 5. No, Will informs Jeffrey, let's shoot back to 4 for a second, that, he was having issues with the big homie and that his video went viral. I told you Will was going crazy. The video went viral and somebody picked it up. But really, they saw it and they got word that he knew he was out there. Trey hit him up. Yo, bro, they know he was out there for something already. It's all 5. Before the beginning of 5, end of 4, he told Jeffrey because he was trying to tell Uncle Phil, and you know what happened? That big homie got hit. He got shot in the club. Maybe it was karma. Maybe it was somebody that set it up. Who knows? So at the end of 5, at the end of 4, Will hollered at Trey, asked him if he did everything that he asked that he could, because Cartoon, set it up that if they get a amount of votes, decide some people love them, and get the votes, and register them, he get a trip. And so Will's like, let me cash in. want to see my boy. I need some West Philly love. And so him and Unveil worked out a little something that he can, invite his friend now if everything goes good. And so him and Carden was clashing, and then eventually they started working together. He was letting them know how to speak to the people. It's a way that you speak to people. It's a way that you, come off with your customer service skills. You gotta relate to people. You just can't be like, hey, buy my product. No, you gotta really relate and let them know how this will help them and how the quality is good, the value, that you value them as citizens and their votes. And so that all worked out. Episode 5, Trey pulls up to LA, Los Angeles, California. Did I mention that Jazz and Hillary was vibing on the store a little bit? I don't know. I see something happening there, even though in the original, it was vice versa. Trey and Hillary, then Jazz and Hillary. But that's a whole nother thing. You dig what I'm saying? Because that was a sitcom, and this is a drama. One was a comedic. You know what I'm saying? One was comic, and this one is serious. And so 5, he pulls up. They're doing their thing. His loyalty is kind of shaken because a lot of things he's saying this and that, and Uncle Phil takes him out to go meet one of their favorite artists at the concert. And Hillary, she gets into this influencer house, and she's trying to impress all these people, so they're gonna come to the house. They're gonna meet. So they're having a big dinner. So on a big dinner, all the influencers there, and how they're doing this and that and third, and the vibes is nice. And Trey keeps saying little stuff to Will about coming back to Philly, and his mom and aunt had to talk the same thing. And he was just like, he didn't know about that conversation, but he was the way he was looking. And Trey like, yo, bro, you should be glad for me. Like, even though, I came out here because of dude, but now I'm out here and I'm kind of enjoying it. He's being exposed to a different type of atmosphere, a different type of lifestyle. He's out of the West Coast, he's out of the hood, so he's just enjoying it. And at the dinner, Trey's getting, drinking. He started peeping a little something. He's peeping how things are going, and he get too buzzed. He's like passed out, and you see Will just like doing his thing, and they go back to the room and have some words. And then that's what kicks it off. They have some words. Trey calls him a sellout, and he's this and that, this and the third. And right before dinner, Trey spilled the beans to Carton that if it wasn't for his father, Will would be locked up, and he got the gun charging up on the way. He had to pull some strings and pull him out there. So Carton's hurt because Will is taking his spot as the Keyz son and all of this. Really, he was not competing. He just wanted to be loved too, equally. Even though we're on two different sides of the pond, we are still one. We're still family, still blood. But everybody looks at things differently and rap differently, and so they have words. Will and Trey, and they end up falling out, and that bro ship of all those years thrown out. He gets an Uber, leave a couple days early, and Will's hurt. And at 5, Will's trying to recover from the bro ship, and then Hillary's struggling a little bit in the influence house, but the influence house is going well. It's going good, a little bit, and she's loving it. She has these deadlines, and so this last episode, oh my God, she was looking magnificent with those lace lingerie. Shit! Ooh! Hot chocolate. And the boy Fresh Prince Willie Will bounce back because he had to help out with event for Lisa's mom. Lisa's mom's died of breast cancer, and she was also part of Unveil sorority. And they trying to set this event up on Carton vibing, and Will was a little pissed off, about what was going on with his situation with his bro, and Carton at least vibing the last 2 episodes because he asked him before, not to spill any beans. He came off on the field and told Will, I tell your fucking secrets and all that, man. I'm gonna tell everybody. I'm gonna expose you. and it could hurt his father's career. And so his thing was keep your distance, stay away from my old chick. And so they agreed. And so Will was just like, it came off a little bit and too harsh, hurt her feelings, and he had to bounce back and recover. He was keeping his distance until he did do that. And in the midst of that, just playing it by ear, seeing how everything's rolling. Oh, let's fast back for 1 second. Let's shoot to back to Florida. At that bowling alley, Uncle Phil and Lisa's dad came to halt because somebody asked Uncle Phil where he stood about debunking police and the racism, and Will and a few other people told him that like you should be for the people. Be for the people, don't just be for the politics. And he took sides with them, and he was talking about debunking the police. And 5, when he saw them at the concert, a big guy, I think he was like a state's representative or something like that. He was a statesman, and they had words. He was with Lisa's dad, and he gave off some little bad energy. So now in 5, they're at the Vincent's residence, and he's there with his new wife, who we get introduced to, who's a Caucasian lady, who's also pregnant. And they're talking, and she's trying to not overdo it. She's just trying to jump in there. It's like, I should speak. I want to say something. I want to be part of it. And Viv's like, yo, I got this. This was my girl. You don't need to, speak. Maybe we could do something later. I don't know. And, this is about her mom. And you can tell, you can see that in Lisa's face. He's blew him up a little bit, and so Will, comes in front interference like he done before at the step show. And while he's talking to Viv, hears something, and she speaks on some information and finds out that the dad was cheating a year before the mom died, and that they went away for a trip, and she was hurt by that. And Viv on 5 was with a painter buddy of hers. And they was battling a bit. It's kind of, no. But yeah, we shoot back to 5. They had a silent auction. He's there. My boy is there. He trying to put his game on, and challenge Uncle Phil to another fitness contest. So it's like, yo, she should get back to painting. He's like, I didn't know she was. Yeah, she is. We should sell her painting tonight. And so Phil's looking at this guy like, yo, who the hell is this guy? So he has that Jeffrey watch him in her, this other lady. He's like, yo, I'm already on it. And he's like, cool. So he sees what picture he's looking at that the dude took a vote. And Philip came right after that and said, well, you gonna spend some money on my wife, I'm gonna spend more money. So he wrote a big check, and that's how that goes. Jack and Carter has to get a speech with Lisa. Will goes gets him, and Carter's having a breakdown, man. He's doing lines, he's crying, he's talking about how Will came and stealing his light and his mojo. He's like, no, dude, do your own person, doing your own thing. Never on that, never was about that. And they have a bond. Even though his bond broke with Trey, his got tied up with Carter. Shut up your tears. And he stepped up once again to the plate of Sister Lisa on the poem. And that's why he's adding more jewels, more stones to his crown to let him shine even more. And so while that's going on, the stepmom's trying to butt in and say some few things, and Uncle was like, she's like, yo, I told you that we might think about it, but you're doing too much. Sit down, chill, go eat, brush your toes, relax. This is about her mom, it's not about you. And she's like, well, I feel I should be part of this. And yo, she didn't want your part of this. This is for her mom. You gonna be her stepmom. Yo, she passed. You're still living. She birthed her. You did it. Yo, don't do too much. And so Bill put her in her place. She snapped off. Then the cop dude stepped up. He's like, yo, I feel like, yo, y'all just need to go. She was like, yo, y'all gotta go. So Dad's like, well, my wife leave, I'm leaving. Come on, this is like, yo, I understand. This is Vince with my mom, Marty Groff thing, and they vibe, and she ended up spending the night, and Carter was eavesdropping at first. That's what also pissed him off when Will and Lisa was talking. So he was eavesdropping, so that's what really made him even more harder when he was doing all those sniffing and all that good stuff. So later on, Will steps up like, yo, he was sick, blase. And Uncle Phil was in his room. And Carter's planning out. He's like, yeah, I knew you were sick because of this and that. But I think Uncle Phil knew he just played that off like that. He just ignored it for right now. Got a lot on his plate. And little Ashley had a crush on this beautiful young lady. And she asked Edward for some advice. And she meets all of them. And right when she was going to say something about her feelings towards her, the young lady tells her that she fell for her older cousin that she was crushing on with her. And so she's like, what? So Ashley was crushing on another girl. And so, she was a little insecure, unsure of herself. Her big sister gave her all the confidence and motivation she needed. And so, she was a little crushed by it, a little hurt by that. And so that hurts. But she gets a few words. Hillary keeps getting called and tell her like, yo, we got a deadline, we gotta do this, gotta do that, and what you're cooking is this, and so he said you gotta keep the action going. And so we close with her, beautiful, pretty brown buns and those laced, looking good. It might hurt Phil's campaign, but it might also help. So yeah. And Will and Lise, catch up outside, feeding the water, lock lips. My boy get the kids. Yeah, and this is your Bel-Air wrap up 1 through 6. It's the PartyKing Keyz. Beautiful, safe evening, day, evening. Peace.
This is a PartyKing Keyz exclusive.
This is the very best of the best. This is top shelf. The caviar of hip hop. Bel-Air. Bel-Air. Will Smith. Black bottles. Chill shit. Bad bitches. All present. Raw presents. Dog clever. Gold dog tags. Tatted up. Tank tops. Young niggas living fabulous. Cali Hills, Cali weed. Nipsey give a nigga tree by the OZ. Trippin' if you think I'm slipping, little nigga, please. Looking at the father of the Southern Renaissance. Elevators in the crib on the intercom. Fully automatic weapons, but don't get alarmed. Got my hands on some money, you better get you some. 90210, got on my Raging Bulls. Cold chillin', paid in full. Now I got the juice, bitches keep it G with me. At the Keyz game, but I got the heat with me. 10 stacks, you can even take a seat with me. Paparazzi taking pics of the freaks with me. Got a crib full of thugs out in Bel-Air. In a room full of lungs, I could smell air. On another phone call, another millionaire. Got a client out in China and it's real air. You know they keep it real air. And you know we do the same here. Bel-Air, Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff, 40 bricks, Uncle Phil, he was never there. Now we got the baddest bitches laying everywhere. Call your friends over, Poetic Justice, Janet Jackson braids, time to show me something. Introduce you to my cousin Neil. Maybe we can shoot a film. To all my Jewish friends, Lahaim. Bel-Air, Fresh Prince, gold bottles, excellent. Shout out to Young Hove, my first deal, the transaction, my first meal, Island Def Jam, Paradise, Yacht Club, Sacrifice, custom clothes, killing hoes, tag me Ray Caruth. Rumors of being rich, which is really the truth. This nigga smooth, like I'm Tony Wynn. Out in Vegas, Molly Mall with a couple friends. They setting traps, wanna suck us back. I'm out in Bel-Air, nigga, where the fuck you been? Black bottles, bubbling. Black bitches, white bitches, all loving him. Jewish mob, I'm a Moskowitz. You can ask Todd, my accomplices. Confident by my many accomplishments. I'm big time and other niggas incompetent. Aguilera, Christine, same thing I charge for the 16. Bel-Air, Fresh Prince, Jazzy Jeff, 40 bricks. Uncle Phil, he was never there. Now we got the baddest bitches laying everywhere. Call your friends over. Poetic Justice, Janet Jackson braids. Time to show me something. Introduce you to my cousin Neil. Maybe we can shoot a film.
Maybach music.
This is a PartyKing Keyz exclusive.